I should get the ages of my kids correctly. There's so many of them
Oh, no.
that, I mean, or at least it feels that way to me, because I think I will have gotten probably all of them wrong.
Okay.
They would laugh because I get names wrong, I get dates wrong. My kids are 13, 9, and 6, all girls. Robert Morton, 42, partner in a prepared meals business for active folks. I'm 6'3". At my height, I was 220 pounds thereabouts, and I currently weigh about 188 pounds. You know, I played sports and stuff in high school, but for the most part, I was just not doing regular exercise and eating well, and as a result, you know, you sort of slowly creep up, and I'm a big guy already in terms of height, and so before I knew it, I was hitting the 40 realm up at 220 and thinking, you know, I need to do something different. You know, to be honest, it started with fitness, where I had just never had a good recipe for it that I could stick with. And I tried a bunch of different things, and I tried personal training, and then I hit on CrossFit, and all of a sudden I went from not doing it all to doing it all the time. And I would say that as soon as I started moving differently, I started to think about eating differently. And what I found is a lot of people, when you do a lot of one, you start to think differently about the other. Yeah, so the hallmark of CrossFit, and it was a big part of why it was such a good fit for me, is everything's different, it's never the same, and it's very focused on functional movement, things that echo what you do in real life, and doing them at high intensity for a short period of time. So for me, CrossFit has been this very simple but strong prescription for how do you stay interested with fitness, which is a big challenge for folks, right? They try something, they get bored, they do something different. So I cook a lot in my house. I have 3 kids and love to cook. And so we've become obsessed with roasted vegetables of all kinds. And it's amazing. My kids have gotten to the point where they love them as well. So things you wouldn't have necessarily said they might love: roasted broccoli, roasted Brussels sprouts, and then I make a mean roasted shallot chicken. You put all that together and you've got a really good combo of a reckless amount of vegetables, some good protein, and off you go. One of the things I tell people all the time is find a core set of ideas that work for you and then make them your own in a way that's not going to make you crazy. Because you can get paralyzed by all of these rigid prescriptions out there. So I still have whole cream in my coffee, and it's awesome. And if my kids want to go get ice cream every now and again, I'm going with them. Whenever somebody in a household starts to eat differently, it has a carryover effect. And my kids certainly don't eat exactly the way that I do, but there's been a nice sort of lifting approach in terms of people's attention to fitness, and nutrition. And the biggest change I'd say is, you know, they're just eating a lot more real whole food that doesn't come out of a box than they would have otherwise. I almost never feel full because I'm eating a lot of foods that don't necessarily give you that really full feeling, even though I'm satiated, I got plenty of energy, and so I really like that much more even approach than the swings and ups and downs that you tend to get if you're eating a lot of processed carbohydrates. I have so much more consistent energy than I used to before, so the idea of sort of the afternoon crash when you're sort of smoked from one thing or the other, my energy level is pretty consistent across the board, which is a really nice feeling. Boy, if you can get the sort of tango going of moving differently and eating differently at the same time, for me, and that's where the results really came from. As soon as I started moving differently, finding an exercise regime that I wanted to do, and then eating differently, it was a little bit sort of rocket fuel situation where I saw the results really change dramatically.